KZOZ.com. That's how you find us live. Let's get into the Red Zone Challenge, brought to you by Firestone Walker Brew in Paso. $200 cash. Swag.
$200.
Well, I shouldn't say cash. I should say to spend at the tap room or the brewery. And we're also hooking you up with 2 tickets to go to the Firestone Invitational coming up this spring. We bring in the man, the myth, the legend. His name is Ollie Razi.
Ollie.
He took a 24-ounce 805 like a champ when Jeff had to do his 56 ounces in hell.
I know
he got it all down. You know what? The thing that's true about this is that he beat us both in is he was able to get it all down. He didn't spit into a bucket. He didn't throw up. He didn't have it squirting out the side of his mouth like I did.
And not as if I'm a competitive creature, but if I only did 24 ounces, I would have had no problem doing that as well.
No, not true, because you did 24 ounces on your first beer bong,
and
you spit it in the bucket.
And I didn't throw up.
No, but you didn't swallow it all. You spit it into the bucket. The last bit in your mouth. I have it on video. Matter of fact, you can watch it. It's posted on our website under Watch This, KZOZ.com.
I did.
Jeff, I'm still proud of you. I'm proud of you on that one, man. I thought you did a great job with that beer bong.
Ollie, you're one of the nicest guys I've ever met.
Listen,
Come on!
I did a better job than I thought I would do.
The fear in your eyes, I'll never forget that.
Gosh, just looking up that tubing, you look up that tubing, it's daunting. I mean, you could agree with me on this, right? You look up at it, and it's far more intimidating than it ends up being because the gravity and the fact that it's so big actually helps you get it down and keep it down.
Right.
Because
it was 30 plus feet over our heads.
Force feeds it.
And the thing is, you guys peer pressured me into doing one at the very end. It was only going to be 12 ounces. And I'm looking up there, and the whole tube's full. And I'm like, hey, it's only supposed to be 12 ounces. And he goes, that's all I put in there. But because it's so narrow and it's so high, I felt like a kind of a crybaby after that.
What is your job? I know that we should know this because we spent 1.5 years with you, but I forgot what your job title is at Firestone.
I'm the production director here, so pretty much everything in, everything out, do all the scheduling.
Oh my God, you have a really important job. Why are you talking to us right now? I didn't know. I just thought they gave you some. I thought you were the guy that ordered the cans.
Yeah, he's got an important job.
I thought we were talking to the guy that just ordered the cans. Yeah, my job's to order cans.
So do you keep tabs on what's available at the tap room then, or is that something totally different?
Not really. I mean, I know like the special releases that are coming out, but I'm not always sure when they're going to be available at the tap room. A lot of times they come out the week of.
What about ones that are on their way out? Because I was there the other night for dinner and had the Whale Rock, and I got to think that that's probably not going to stick around all that much longer, right?
It might be here for a little bit. I think we still have a few kegs of that around. But yeah, that was definitely a one-off. It'll only be here for, I would say like no more than a month or two at the most.
What is your?
I
know you said it was some sort of unfiltered pale ale. Are you guys doing something like a hazy IPA?
Yeah, so our release next year is going to be it's going to be called Mind Haze, and so we've been experimenting down at our Propagator, which is our location in Venice. He's been doing quite a few hazy beers this year, so we actually did a keg release only. It's called Patrick Haze, and you can find it around town. I was actually drinking it at Eureka Burger. And that is our first real release of a hazy beer out of the brewery, from our location, from the Paso location. And it's excellent. And you'll see that it's pretty tasty. If you get a chance, try that out.
They're so tasty. They're so full, and they're smooth, which I call a breakfast beer a lot of times, because a lot of times you get these really cool citrus notes with those. So I can't wait to try it.
But they're supposed to be very juice-like. So that style of beer, they essentially, the bitterness is dialed down. It's all about the mouthfeel and aroma. So you get a lot of that citrus, a lot of those citrus notes.
That's what she said.
You get a lot of those citrus notes, and it goes down smooth.
All right, let's pick some games, shall we? These are the 5 closest games of the week. You can always catch this podcast at KZOZ.com. Subscribe to it. It goes out in the Apple Podcast, YouTube, and on Google Podcasts. Let's recap last week as we all went 3-2. Never mind. Ollie, you're going to pick first this week because you picked first last week, and we all went 3-2. And you sit at 16-14. Jeff will be picking second. It is actually in the lead overall at 17-13. And I'm right behind you guys at 14-16.
It is close. It is close.
All right, let's start with New Orleans. We like that game. Can we start there?
Sure.
Sure.
A lot of home favorites this week.
Yeah.
Like always. They're on the road. They're in Baltimore.
There's a lot of road dogs. I mean, home dogs this week.
Oh,
though.
yeah, look at that.
I mean, normally teams at home aren't underdogs, but we've got 3 home dogs, but this is not one of them.
So New Orleans at Baltimore. Baltimore is a home favorite at 2.5 points. Ollie, you're going first.
So I kind of looked at this game a little bit because this is a real difficult one. I could see either team pulling this out. The thing is, New Orleans has to win this game if you look at the rest of their schedule, or not the rest of their schedule, but the next so many weeks. They play Minnesota next week, they play the Rams, they play Cincy, and then they play Philly. So this is kind of a must-win game as far as I'm concerned because that schedule is pretty tough. I'm going to take New Orleans on the road, even though Baltimore's defense is pretty legit.
At home, too. Their defense is really good at home.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I think you give the I don't know. There's a part of me that thinks that there's going to be a Drew Brees ceremony game in which I believe the refs decided to not call holding at all on the offensive line to the New Orleans.
When he threw that record-setting all-time passing.
I was just seeing some egregious
holding
instances of holding during that. I'm thinking there might be a hangover effect to that ceremonious victory, and then they got to go on the road. Then they get a week to rest, and they're coming off of a bye. But I believe that the offense is too high-powered. I think coming off of a week of rest, they were able to fix some things. I know Alvin Kamara is probably going to play a bigger role in this game.
Hope so.
And I think New Orleans I think Baltimore's going to have trouble scoring points. New Orleans does not have trouble scoring points. I'm going to go. This is a tough one to pick. You're right, Ollie. I'm going to go New Orleans on this one, though.
I have Alvin Kamara in our fantasy league. I know you're you're in like 17 leagues. Did anybody panic 2 weeks ago after his? What did he get? 6 touches? I mean, the guy went from scoring 30+ points a week to scoring like under 10.
I was hoping you'd panic him right into a trade.
No way.
I tried grabbing him. No one would bite though.
I like the bye week. I like him coming off the bye week. They're both very, very similar records. New Orleans, because of the byes, at 4-1, where Baltimore's at 4-2. The Red Zone Nation likes New Orleans on this road game, 63%. And I love to pick against the Red Zone Nation, but not this week. I'm going to go with New Orleans as well. So we're all picking Islands, huh?
By the way, my sneaky fantasy start of the week is in that game. Slot receivers against the New Orleans Saints are like money in the bank.
Who's the slot?
If you're in need,
I thought we were talking about a trade.
If you're in need, go get Sneed.
Sneed, that's right.
Really?
Okay.
Are you just baiting me on a trade right
Willie
now?
Style.
He's like, I'll trade you, but I got to have some things go through, and maybe we can do this trade Friday morning. And I'm like, okay,
because I've got locked and loaded. In my lineup this week.
Injured Cooper Kupp to deal with this week. I got to figure out something there. So
I still can't believe you got. Didn't you get whatchamacallem for Fitzmagic there?
Yeah, I got Fitzmagic. Okay, it was Fitzmagic and Lev Bell for Alvin Kamara.
Oh my God! What a steal!
And the guy is probably beating his head against the wall that did the deal.
I was so
because
pissed that trade went through because all it did was like, I mean, it's like, dude, come on, are you serious? Are you like on drugs? And then it was great fantasy karma because we have one guy in our league that he hasn't made a move since draft day. He has been too busy to even get to look and see what's going on with his team. he had 3 guys not play last week, and he beat the guy that picked up Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, but he's still at the bottom of our league. So
true.
I love
But
those guys.
He beat the guy that took Le'Veon Bell.
Give us your money and then don't ever look at your lineup. Just walk away. That's great.
We only have one.
But listen to this.
But he got his
Going
win.
into last week, I've got Alvin Kamara. I've got Adam Thielen, Cooper Kupp, Zach Ertz. I mean, come on, Deshaun Watson. But that was before last week. Dynasty team right there. That's going to be a big winner.
Deshaun Watson's favorite meal is ribs.
Yeah. He's going to be eating his own this week because he'll be done. He'll be well done if that line doesn't get better. All right, let's move on to the next
These
one.
are tough games this week.
Yeah, they are.
I hate Dallas. What the hell is going on in Dallas? Dallas sucks. I'm not buying into any of that, by the way, but it's not my turn to pick. Dallas is traveling to Washington. I can't believe Washington is only a 1.5-point favorite. It has to be because of the way that Dallas put up 40 on Jacksonville last week.
Yeah, I'm not buying it either. I'm taking Washington. Dallas has got to prove it on the road. They seem to be pretty good at home right now, Dallas. But yeah, I want to see another week of Dallas figuring things out. I'm taking Washington on this.
Yeah, last week everybody was picking against Washington. Everybody was picking it, except for you and me, Ali. And I remember as injury reports came out after
I picked Washington last week.
After we did the podcast, did you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we all did.
I didn't think you did. After the reports started coming out, I was thinking, man, I wish I would have changed my Washington pick because they weren't going to have anything going on. It doesn't matter on the offensive side of the ball in Washington. At home, Washington is a defensive squad, and I think in a divisional game that is a fierce rivalry, that will show up fierce. I think Washington is. I can't believe they're only a 1.5 in this one. I think this is a lock of the week. Washington Redskins all the way.
Boy, this is really exciting. So far, we're all agreeing.
All
okay,
right.
I like Washington as well. Yeah, I don't know what was going on with Dallas. And if you're a Dallas fan, I don't even think they're drinking this Kool-Aid. I think they even know how bad they still suck. We'll move on. This one is interesting to me.
Tomorrow night,
Thursday night football. Denver, a 1.5-point favorite, traveling to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. Now the Cardinals have starting to show a little something with Josh Rosen, but I don't know. Is it enough to beat the Denver Broncos, who almost beat the Chargers?
This is a game where it's short week.
I mean, the Rams.
The Rams.
Yeah.
Short
That's
week.
what I meant.
Arizona's at home. I'm sure nobody's got a game plan going into this. I think these possibly are the 2 worst teams in the NFL. I think Arizona's starting to show some signs of life, and I don't think that QB is completely hopeless. I'm going to take Arizona. I don't feel great about it, but yeah, this is going to be a low. I would think this is going to be a very low-scoring game. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'll take Arizona. Don't feel great.
These are the 2 most ineptitude coaching staffs in the entire league. Like, these 2 coaching staffs do not deserve to be coaching Division III collegiate football. Okay, I mean it is terrible, and the fact that we have to put our faith in one of these teams scares the crap out of me. But I'm going to go with the experience-ish at skill positions and a little bit better defense on paper with the Denver Broncos. I'm going to go with the Denver Broncos.
Oh, this one's tough. I was thinking about going Arizona because I thought both of you clowns were going to take Denver. But I need to get one up on somebody, and I guess it's going to have to be Jeff this week. I agree with you, Ollie. I think these are the 2 worst teams in the NFL.
I hope the Cardinals win.
I feel like Arizona actually has something going right now. Like they're getting better every week. They're confident in this kid.
Vance Joseph's the biggest dummy in football. Okay, I think for the sake of football fans and Denver Broncos fans, I want them to lose this game because it probably will cost him his job, and then they can move on and move forward and get better.
Next up, New England, 3-point favorite at Chicago. Ooh, going to the big city. Who do you like in this one?
So this is funny. I like New England in the game, but I kind of like Chicago with the points. I think this is going to be a close game, closer than people think. I'm going to take New England in this. I think they're really starting to put it all together, but I also think Chicago's no slouches. That was, again, talk about bad coaching. I don't know if you saw that Chicago-Miami game, but boy, oh boy, that trying to get your kicker to kick a 50-something-yard field goal at the end of that game in OT, that was just dumb.
And giving it back on a short field. I mean, it's not like you're kicking at home. You're kicking in humidity, in harsh humidity in Miami. So this is just stupid.
It was dumb. I'm taking New England. I'm assuming you guys are going to do the same, but I don't know. Let's see what you guys say.
And this is why. And you look at it when it comes down, because I'm with you. I think this game's going to actually be a lot closer than probably a lot of people do think it is going to be. But look how New England finished their game on Sunday night and Chicago finished their game on Sunday afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
New England's going to ride that momentum into this game, and whatever they're going to have, when it comes down to the end of the game, if it is close, it's going to come down to confidence, and confidence is going to be on New England's side. That's why I'm picking the Patriots.
Yeah, I mean, the words right out of my mouth. Tom Brady versus the kid, Trubisky. And who's going to have the confidence at the end? And it's not going to be the new kid. It's going to be the guy that's been there time and time again and beat the Seahawks after we threw an interception on the 1-yard line. Son of a bitch. Okay, New England.
Don't relive that.
Trust me, I was trying to talk myself. I'm trying to talk myself into taking Chicago, but I can't do it. I can't do it. Not this time. I can't afford to either. All right, final. We got Minnesota at the Jets. Minnesota's on the road, and they are a 3-point favorite going into New York.
New York has got a nice little string of games going together. Got the win over the Colts. They got the win over the Broncos. This is not supposed to happen, right? With the New York Jets. Darnold's got some confidence. He's throwing the ball down the field. This is interesting. The Jets have become interesting all of a sudden.
I got no feel for this Jets team either. Every time I bet for them or bet against them, I just keep losing. I'm taking Minnesota going into this. I don't have any strong reason why, other than I still don't buy the Jets yet. I need a couple more weeks of them doing something for me to buy it. But just looking at the talent on Minnesota, it's hard to believe they're not going to win this game. But it is at the Jets, so we'll see.
I have a feeling that Adam is going to go off in this game. The cornerback that usually takes care of the slot position is down there. They are on a rookie 6th round cornerback that is going to get exposed by the best
fantasy news for me.
The best slot receiver in the NFL. And I don't know whether I haven't had a chance to check into whether, and that could change between Wednesday and Sunday. And I usually don't like to factor that kind of stuff in, so I'm not going to. I'm going to go with the Minnesota Vikings on this one as well. And I think, the Jets, how lucky can you be? You're not going to rattle 3 in a row off. It's just not going to happen.
I mean, Minnesota's got more weapons, but they also have Kirk Cousins, who can make a lot of mistakes. So, but no, I like Minnesota in this one as well.
So wait, we all picked the same except for
the Arizona-Denver game.
Denver, and you guys picked Arizona.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we could gain a game on you. It wouldn't hurt anybody.
You could.
Jeff's at 17-13. Holly's at 16-14.
I'm actually
at 14
rooting for
and 16.
you guys for football purposes. I'm rooting for you guys and you guys to win that game.
That feels good.
Yeah. Hey, Luponic Distortion 11. It's knocking everybody's taste buds socks off.
Good. I'm glad you guys like that one. It's got a lot of. Go ahead.
It's got a lot of fruit to it.
Yes, it does. Yeah, it does. I think the pineapple. There's definitely we say lemon drop, but I think it's more of lemon peel.
I haven't had it.
You should try it, man.
You should bring some by on your way home.
That's right. You guys live right down the street from each other.
Yeah, let's meet up.
Oh, that's true. That is true.
I mean, you are the production director.
You can have a little drop there in the Carl's Jr. parking lot.
You can use me. I say, hey, I'll test
baggie.
it out.
Yeah, brown bag, wear your trench coats and your sunglasses, you're set.
Anytime you need some guys to help you with some flavor profiles, test it, you bring it by. Jeff and I will handle that for you.
You guys got it.
Very cool. Have a good week,
All right,
buddy.
gentlemen. Hey, you do the same. Talk to you soon.
There goes Ollie from Firestone Walker. Don't forget, you can score yourself $200 to spend at the brewery, the tap room. We got all kinds of cool Firestone Walker gear for you to wear. And you can win 2 tickets to the Invitational. You just got to play the Red Zone Challenge. KZOZ.com. Each week you can win something great, too, to go to maybe one of your favorite restaurants. And don't forget, this entire podcast lives at KZOZ.com. It goes up every Wednesday afternoon, where we cover the 5 closest games of the week according to the MGM Sportsbook in Las Vegas.
Go Broncos.
What's that?
Go Broncos. No, I go Cardinals, but I know I picked the Broncos, but I want the Cardinals to win. I want Vance to lose his job.
Go Wet Willies.
Okay.
Beat the suck butts.
Nobody cares about the Wet Willies.
Stay 6-0. Or actually, it'd be great to be 7-0.
Yeah.